Hey there, my name's Adam, and today we're doing a quick video review of Nitecore's MT1A Pro. This is a nice lightweight EDC flashlight that can run on a rechargeable battery or one AA battery, which I think is a great option for an emergency kit. This light has 800 lumens of brightness, can throw 250 meters, has 15,700 candela of intensity, and is waterproof down to 2 meters. This is looking like a pretty solid light, so let's dive right in. All right, so Nitecore was nice enough to send over the MT1A Pro for me to review. I've actually been wanting some lights that don't have rechargeable batteries because for emergency kit and stuff like that, sometimes rechargeable batteries can kind of die over long periods of time. This one does have a rechargeable battery in it, but you can also put one AA battery in it instead of the rechargeable battery. So that's why I got this light. I think it's going to be great for emergency kits or backup EDC lights, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and unbox this. I'm going to show you what you get when you order one of these, and then we'll go over the features of the light and the different brightness modes, run times, and how to charge it, everything like that. And then finally, I'm going to take this thing outside so you can see what the beam throw and stuff looks like out in the wild. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So in the box, you'll see first is the light itself. I've actually had this for a couple weeks. I just kind of put everything back together so you can see what it looks like. You'll have to take the front protector off, and there'll be a little plastic thing on top of the battery, but this is what the light itself looks like. As you can see, it's nice and compact, fits right in my hand, it's very lightweight. It's just a really nice small EDC light. As you can see, it doesn't have a pocket clip or anything like that in that, but I bet if we open this up, we'll see a few goodies in the box here. So first is the user's guide, which I've already read, so you don't have to. I'm going to go over everything in this video review for you. And then the warranty card and whatnot. So that's the paperwork. You do get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, which is nice, especially if you're putting this in an emergency kit or something like that. It's nice to have an extra cable just in case you need one. In the little baggie here, we have a nice pocket clip, which we'll put on the light and show you a little bit more in a sec. And a nice lanyard. I don't personally use lanyards, but a lot of people do like them, especially if you're throwing them in a bag or something like that. It makes it a little bit easier to fish out. So you do get a lanyard and an extra O-ring just in case you tear the one that comes on the light. Nitecore always does a really good job making sure all the little bits and pieces are included. To put the pocket clip on, you just find kind of the ridge that's around the upper part of the light near the tail cap. It's just a simple clip-on pocket clip. And it snaps on pretty securely. You don't have to worry about it popping off or anything like that. But that's how the pocket clip itself goes on. I really like this pocket clip because it has kind of the traditional clip down here, you know, for slipping in and out of your pocket. But it also has the back side, a second clip to put on the bill of your hat or anything like that. So I really like the pocket clip because it gives you options. This is the type of light that you're going to pull out in a pinch, and you never know what you're going to need it for. So it's nice you can use it in a lot of different ways. This light is 3.66 inches long. 0.78 inches wide, and it comes in at 1.83 ounces light, which is super light. I would consider this a lightweight EDC light. It's just going to be a nice compact, you know, kind of discreet light. It's not going to weigh you down or anything like that. So I think if you don't think you're going to need a light that day, this would be a great EDC light. This would be a good backup light for your regular EDC light, or if you just need a little light in your glove box or emergency kit, something like that, this is going to be an excellent option. Overall, this is a super high quality feeling light. It's made of entirely machined aluminum with a mil-spec hardened anodized finish, so it's not going to scratch easily, and it's not a cheap plastic feel. Even though it is metal, it's pretty light because it is aluminum, but it's nice hardened anodized aluminum, which is going to last a really long time. The LED is a UHI25, which is a really efficient LED for these smaller lights. That's really important. And the reflector is a nice deep reflector. You'll see when we take this thing outside, it's got a throw of 250 meters, which is really impressive for such a small light. And it's because of that nice deep reflector. They have just one LED to work with, and they really make a nice deep reflector to make the most of it. Another thing I really like about this light is the tail cap itself. It has some pretty broad metal sections. What that does is it enables you to stand the light up vertically and use it as like a lantern or something like that. Especially if you're in a tent or a car, it'll just point the light straight up and illuminate kind of the ceiling and giving you kind of a glowing effect. So that's another nice touch is the back of the light is designed so you can stand it up on the tail cap. And again, that's one reason you buy a light from Nitecore is they are an experienced flashlight manufacturer. They know all the little tricks and stuff to make this light as usable as possible. To charge this light, all you have to do is pull the back tail cap off, and the battery pops right out. And this is a kind of a standard AA sized battery. There is a USB-C port on the side of it. And to charge it, all you have to do is take a USB-C cable and plug it in. And then on the back, you'll see there's a little LED light that glows red or green depending on how charged the battery is. It's an 1100 milliamp hour battery, and it gives you some pretty good run times on this little light, which we'll go over in just a sec. To use the light, all you have to do is do a full press on the tail cap, and it comes on to the last used mode. And then the switch between the three modes, you just half press. So there's the low, medium, and high settings. Now low is going to be 50 lumens. Medium is going to be 300 lumens, and high is going to be 800 lumens. Now you're going to have a little bit different brightnesses and runtime if you're using a standard AA battery. So let's go ahead and review those really quick. So when using the provided 1100 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, at 800 lumens you're going to have 1 hour of runtime. At 300 lumens you're going to have 1 hour and 45 minutes of runtime. And then at the low 50 lumens setting you're going to have 10 hours of runtime, which is pretty good. Now, if you use a regular AA battery, your brightness settings will drop a bit. You will not be able to get into the high mode. You will be able to get into the medium mode at 200 lumens, and that will run for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then you will be able to run the low mode at 50 lumens, which will be for 5 hours. Now, the reason these run times are so different between the rechargeable and non-rechargeable batteries is this little rechargeable cell isn't a regular rechargeable battery. This is a higher voltage. It runs 3.6 to 3.7 volts versus a standard AA battery which runs 1.5 volts. And then a standard rechargeable AA battery can run as low as 1.2 volts. So this is running 2 to 3 times higher than a standard AA battery or AA rechargeable battery. So that's why your run times and brightnesses are so much better with the rechargeable battery. That being said, rechargeable batteries don't always hold a charge for as long as a non-rechargeable battery. Some of these alkaline batteries will last for 10 years. Check the packaging, of course. So there is an argument to be made for using non-rechargeable batteries. If you're using this in like an emergency kit or something like that, or throwing it in the glove box of your car and you don't know when you're going to use it next, it could be years. That's when you may want to consider using a non-rechargeable AA battery. I'm going to use the rechargeable batteries for now, and maybe in my emergency kit I'll throw some AA non-rechargeables in there just so I have that option. The one last feature I want to point out is this battery does have mode memory, so it will come on the last used mode. So in this case, I last used the high mode, which is 800 lumens, so it came on in 800 lumens. If I go down to the low mode, turn the light off, turn it back on, it's going to come back on in low mode. So the light does have mode memory, which I like. And it's super easy to switch between the modes, making it an ideal lightweight EDC light. So that's kind of the quick and dirty, the light itself. It's a pretty simple light, which is exactly what I was looking for when I picked this thing up. Let's go ahead and take this thing outside so you can see what it looks like out in the wild. Okay guys, we're here in my outside testing area, and just to give you a quick idea, I'll use my other light. This is a large brick wall about 50, 60 feet away. We have my house here, some fencing on the back, right side here, a bunch of grass and stuff in front. So just kind of a generic area. I use the same setup in all my videos. That way, if you want to take this video and compare it to another flashlight I've reviewed in the past, you're looking at the same situation. So first up is the 50 lumens mode, and kind of shining it on the ground right in front of us here. You can kind of see it, and it's pretty easy to see. This would be great for a parking lot, putting keys in your front door, something like that. Getting out to those pots back there, it's a little bit harder to see. But if I put my hand right in front of the camera, it's plenty bright. So 50 lumens is a very usable low mode, and that's 10 hours. So really usable runtime on that as well. Doing a half press, we're now to the 300 lumens medium mode, and as you can see, it's definitely brighter. You can easily see those pots on the back there. See the house on the side, left side there. You see the fence on the right. On the ground in front of us, it's very easy to see. So the thing I'm noticing is the beam is not super floody, but the hot spot isn't super tight either. So it's got a nice balanced beam. It's a very white beam. It has a little bit of a bluish tint to it. It's kind of a cold feeling white. It's very sharp, very clear. It casts a nice sharp shadow. So it's pulling a lot of detail out of the environment. So that's the medium mode, which is 300 lumens. Let's go ahead and step up to the high mode, which is 800 lumens. And kind of more of the same. It's definitely brighter, but the beam looks largely the same as far as the area that it covers. So if I shine on like this kind of curb on the right here, you You can clearly see it, no problem, but the floodiness hasn't really changed much. The beam is still showing exactly what you point the light at, and it's throwing a nice hard shadow off everything, making it easy to see the details of the things you're looking at. But if I go up a little higher here, you can see the tree quite easily and the edge of it, so you can kind of get an idea of just how big that beam throw is as I move it up and down to the tree and back down to the pots. So very nice light. I'm really impressed with it. And again, I think for a lightweight EDC light, this is a really good option. Back to the medium mode, which is 300 lumens. If you use the regular AA battery that's not rechargeable, this is about what you're going to be seeing. So very usable for a non-rechargeable AA battery. I think this is going to be an excellent option for an emergency kit, a glove box light, something like that. This is going to definitely be a light that you want to consider. Remember, there's an MT1A, which is this one. There's also MT2A, which allows you to use two AA batteries for a little bit brighter light and longer run times. Let's go ahead and take this back inside. All right, so we're back inside from the testing area, and I'm really impressed with this little light for how small and compact it is. It's a great little EDC light. I think it's going to be super useful for a lot of people, especially in an emergency light capacity like I plan on using this. It would work for an everyday carry light, but me personally, I'm going to be using this in my emergency kit. I think it's plenty bright for most applications. It's got decent run times and the ability to run standard AA batteries and not need a recharge or something like that could be invaluable in an emergency situation. So I'm really digging this MT1A Pro. There's also an MT2A Pro, which is the same as this light, except a little bit brighter and uses two AA batteries instead of just one. So that would also be a good emergency light to consider. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you did, hit that like button below. It helps the channel out a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon so you're the first to be notified when I release new videos just like this one. Cheers!